This is an industry which, fortunately or unfortunately, is at a time it comes to consumer when the consumer is probably not in a very patient mode. There are essentially three important things that are happening in the industry right now, and few things that are being done very, very strongly at our organization as well. A lot of thing today is moving to tech, but it is a leap that is happening. Look at this industry 5 years back. There's an agent, there's a hard copy, there's a document, there's everything which is happening in physical. Post-COVID, when we were amongst the first to do complete digitization, there's a large amount of digitization that happened. 96% of our claim adjudication is completely paperless.
Hello, I'm Aprajita. Today I have with me Nimish Agrawal. He is Chief Marketing Officer at Niva Bupa Health Insurance. Today he'll talk about why premiums are rising of your insurance policies, why don't we trust insurance industry, and why different claims are being rejected, and a lot linked to health insurance. Welcome, Nimish.
Thank you so much, Aprajita, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to tell me about my perspective around insurance, both as a professional and as a consumer.
Correct. Okay, so first of all, let's address major challenge of health insurance industry, which is perception challenge. We don't trust insurance. Somehow we have this perception that insurance companies have this notion of first rejecting the claim, and then if people fight back, maybe then they'll clear it. Obviously, there are people who do get their claim settled very easily, but then there are people who are facing issues for smaller reasons. So please, this trust deficit, what insurance industry is doing to tackle it?
This is an industry which, fortunately or unfortunately, is at a time it comes to consumer when the consumer is probably not in a very patient mode, and their stories come much faster, travel faster. The second part is, what can as a company and as an industry we do to address that those 4, 5, 6, 7% people are taken care of, right? There are essentially three important things that are happening in the industry right now, and few things that are being done very, very strongly at our organization as well. The first one is the council and the regulator. We are working together to build a standardization in hospital empanelment. There's something called as cashless everywhere.
Yeah.
The second is hospital tariff standardization. See, the health problem of the country is a very, very complex problem, okay? And people go to a center, and it is important, it is extremely important that the insurer is convinced and he has evidence and confidence that this healthcare delivery center will not do fraud and abuse. Because at the end of the day, health insurance is like a chit fund. We collect, my mama used to run one, right? You collect money from many to pay few. You collect money from many to pay few. You don't take a cut. That money is for everybody in that pool. Today, one person is sick, tomorrow and the other person can get sick. You need to have money in the bank. And when there is fraud and abuse, it's a fiduciary responsibility of the insurance company to stop that fraud and abuse. So a big initiative is being underway at the council level to ensure that there is standardization of tariff. Now, abuse does not mean that people are doing, there are fraudsters who are claiming. That's one kind of abuse. The second kind of abuse that we see is hospitalization not justified. If Nimish Agrawal did not have an insurance, the doctor wouldn't have asked him to get admitted. But since Nimish Agrawal has insurance, the doctor said, why don't you get admitted? You have insurance. Now, there is a medical protocol. The Indian Medical Association, there are WHO protocols, there are a lot of protocols that are available. Now, these protocols define what should be the line of treatment against a specific disease, against a specific marker. The marker could be your blood test, could be your temperature, could be many other things. How do we ensure that there is a standardization? If we do not standardize, it becomes a very complex problem to solve, right? So, there is a perception challenge, which I just talked about. There is a challenge of complexity of standardization of healthcare. The third thing, which is solely on the insurance company, and I will not disappoint you. I will talk about us as well, right? There are a lot of thing today is moving to tech, but it is a leap that is happening. Look at this industry 5 years back. There's an agent, there's a hard copy, there's a document, there's everything which is happening in physical. Post-COVID, when we were amongst the first to do complete digitization, there's a large amount of digitization that happened. 96% of our claim adjudication is completely paperless.
Okay.
Right. Now, this digitization also comes with challenges that systems are not speaking to each other. We are also doing a lot of investment in upgrading our technology. But as this technology infrastructure, the tech stack of the company, of the industry gets settled, these 2-3% cases which falls down because of systems not speaking and some other silos is what we are obsessed with. We are obsessed to give every Indian the confidence to have the access to the best healthcare. And this 2-3% is something that we have to solve for.
Correct. And let's see how tech moves, and obviously a lot has happened on that front. But talking about the regulatory side of it and non-sterilization among hospitals. So exactly what is happening and how would that happen, because you have top tier hospitals, then you have nursing homes also, and India such a vibrant, diversified country, then how will it happen, this standardization?
There is so the way the PSUs operate, there's a GIPSA rate, right? The GIPSA rates are applicable from top to bottom.
Correct.
Right? It's a standardized rate that is negotiated by the statutory body, right? We are looking at doing similar to the GIPSA rate for the
Across
private
insurers.
Across private insurance, right? Now, a hospital which is, let's say, a large hospital, multinational, not multinational, but a large chain in Gurgaon would have an inherent cost structure. There is a rental that they're paying, the doctor's salary, etc., etc. And there's a hospital in Bhopal, and I come from family of doctors. My parents are doctor, etc. So they also run a hospital, right? So the cost structure of that hospital is very different from the hospital of Gurgaon, right? So naturally the tariff cannot be the same. So when a tariff negotiation happens, I'm not talking about the industry initiative, I'm talking about Niva Bupa. It is taken into account what is the infrastructure, what's the quality of doctor, what is the specialization that they are available, right? Second, what's the location, what's the underlying cost structure in that market. Third is what is the experience of the hospital, right? From a listing and unlisting standpoint. If we see that there are consumers who are facing challenges, there are issues and disputes in the way they have done charging in the bill, is when we work with that hospital, and if it doesn't work out, we unlist that hospital, right? So this, because the consumption of insurance happens at hospital. Hospitals are not directly influenced by the insurer, they're a completely different industry, right? So there is a lot more collaboration that is required, and there's a lot of initiative that is being done, but there is a little more that could be done.
Right, truly. And now another challenge that people face is that every year, not every year, but at least for different policyholders, sometimes premium increases by 40-50% also. So even though medical inflation hovers around 14%, but premium hike sometimes is way too much. So why that happen? If you can explain different factors affecting premium hike and what should people know about it, because one thing is age slab change, another is product level inflation driven hike. So how to explain this to people? And in some companies it happens every year, in other companies it may happen in batches of 3-4 years. So how does it work out?
There are broadly 3 reasons why a premium is revised by the company. It's a regulated sector. Now, the common perception is that the company is making a lot of money. If I'm revising premium, and you spoke about 30-40%, if I'm charging my existing customer 30-40% more, the company should ideally be making a lot of money. If you look at the financial performance of the insurance sector, you would understand how stressed the financial performance of these companies are. You would understand that a large part of the cost, in fact the only major part of the cost, is a claim cost.
Right.
Now, if this charging is happening and the companies are not making money for many years, where exactly is this money going? In the claim cost, which is the largest section. So prices are being revised to keep in sync with the medical inflation. right? The reality is that the doctor that I used to go to used to charge me 500 rupees. Suddenly, my salary did not increase by 100%. The doctors did. He started charging me 1,000 rupees. I took my wife 3 days back. The same MD medicine in a reputed hospital started charging 1,500 rupees. And this has happened in a gap of 500, 1,000 and 1,800 rupees in a gap of 18 months. So 14% is an average. And the large hospitals where they give a +1 level of services are also charging for that kind of services and experiences, right? So this is one big reason why the claims, why the premiums are being revised. The second factor is when was the premium revised last?
Okay.
Now this 40-50% examples that came out, these examples are examples where the insurer did not revise premium for many years. As per the IRDAI Master Circular on Product Guidelines 2024, companies are now allowed to revise premiums more frequently. But if you look at the books, it's not an industry that came into being 4 years back. It's an industry which has been there for a reasonably long time, which means there's a book, there's a product that's there in market, there are policy holders, and the premium hasn't been revised, and the premium is going up. So when the insurer gets an opportunity to revise a premium, of course, it makes good. The third factor is a factor about the risk profile of the customer. Now, in general, the risk profile is determined by the disclosure that the customer has done at the time of sourcing the policy and the age. We have reasonable amount of heuristic and analytics to understand that this is the risk profile of the customer. As the risk profile progresses from neutral to severe, the premium changes. So these are the three factors that determine premium as an example.
Correct. And you mentioned one of the reasons that if risk profile, basically age related, but what if somebody in a policy year files a claim, gets hospitalized and something happens to the person, then at the time of renewal, will premium increase or not for that person?
No.
IRDA says it's not.
Yeah,
But
as per the regulation.
Some instances where it has happened, maybe person is suffering from cancer, they went through multiple rounds of chemotherapy in a year, at the time of renewal, premiums getting increased.
It's not, at least these are cases which
specific cases,
which definitely must be looked at. I think the regulator is very clear. And as a
claims should not affect premium at all.
Claim only affects no claim bonus. In many policies, there is a no claim bonus discount. But if you've claimed, you will not be eligible for no claim bonus. So only no claim bonus impact should happen. But the principle of industry is not about penalizing the few. The many to few analogy that I get, if you start penalizing the few, then
right, correct.
The industry concept doesn't work. So there is no penalization that happens because of claim. In fact, I'll give you an example. Right? We have built products which allow people to claim. So Reassure 2.0, which I was talking about, it's the first product that came at key. The human insight was that people who don't claim, they feel that they are left out because they were healthy. Their money has got lost.
Lock the clock in your reflection.
Not lock the clock. This is about booster. You can carry forward. If you have not claimed, let's say if Nimish has not claimed 10 lakh sum insured, he renews for 10 lakh, but he gets 20 lakh. Now these product features, they accumulate the sum insured while I am paying the premium for only 10 lakh. My sum insured can balloon up to 1 crore.
Every year
every year, which means that the company is not penalizing you for claims.
Yeah, and the coverage is also inflation.
And the company is also encouraging you to stay healthy. There's a lot of unreasonable hospitalization cases that we spot, right? So the point is, a customer does not get penalized if he's claimed. It is his right to take a claim. He's paid a premium. Insurance policy is a contractual document. It is 50 pages long for a reason. It's 50 pages long for a reason because like a contract, if you buy a house, you will have a contract. Like any other transaction, it's a transaction, it's a contract. There are sets of terms and conditions which you have disclosed. There are set of terms and conditions which the company has disclosed. And there is a 30-day free look period. If there's something that you don't agree with, you can cancel it. Very few industries give this 30-day
Free look.
Free look period. Very few industry. You buy a car and you say I don't like it.
You can't once
Buy
you
a
are
house and you say I don't like it.
not possible. Correct. Now about pre-existing diseases. Usually people get this sense when they are buying the policy, then what all to disclose, because what if a 40-year-old is buying a policy, or maybe 30, so they have a long history, medical history could be quite long, and something may have happened when they were a child. So what all things to disclose when they are buying the policy, so that, because I assume that pre-existing diseases, non-disclosure of these diseases is among the most common causes of claim rejection. So explain everything about PED, what all to disclose, where you can still not disclose and still be okay with insurance company, and also waiting period applies on what sort of pre-existing diseases, all these things.
The contract. The industry is very simple, very exciting. It's like you going to a doctor and hiding the number of cigarettes you smoke in a day. Or the amount of alcohol that you, नहीं कभी कभार, नहीं पेट कहाँ निकल रहा है, और सब occasionally drinker हूँ मैं, है ना, रोज पी रहे हैं. It's about telling your doctor, because you are fooling the wrong person. This person will be the first person in hospital with you, taking a large check. You have to trust this person, and 100% the insurer has to trust this customer. Tell your insurance, this is the problem that I have. It is better to pay that 2,000 rupees extra, 3,000 rupees extra. It's worth it.
Correct, because in front of doctors, everybody is quite honest. It happens a lot that at hospital you will tell everything, but while buying the policy you would not remember those things. So
that selective amnesia.
Selective amnesia, nice way to put it.
Right? It's a three-party. It's a three-party responsibility, right? Actually, it's a fourth-party responsibility, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So there's a consumer who has to be honest. There's an insurer who has to be efficient. There is a healthcare which has to be transparent and not to selective charging, etc. And not unreasonable hospitalization. And there is also the government, right? I mean, we have a GST on something as essential as health insurance, right?
Medical
we have an industry, healthcare, which is very complex, but there is nobody regulating it.
Right.
What is more important than a country which has twin burden of disease? We get lifestyle disease, we get infectious disease, and we have a country which has got a reasonable amount of people who are one hospitalization away from bankruptcy. If there has to be a regulation, this is one industry that needs to have that regulation, not to control the industry, but to flourish this industry. Everybody, every Indian will go to a doctor.
Right.
There are very few categories in the country, from biscuits, and I've worked in FMCG, consumer internet. There are very few categories in the industry where a consumer will always come in. There may be consumers who have not eaten biscuit. There are consumers who have not ordered on food aggregators and whatnot, right? But everybody goes to a doctor. Everybody, once in their life.
That happens. So and now we talked about pre-existing diseases, which I assume that must be the most popular reason for claim rejection. What are some other reasons why claims get rejected, and maybe those reasons will help people decide to be cautious when they are buying the policy or when they are at the hospital?
First big reason is pre-existing disease. Second is non-disclosure.
Acha, non-disclosure of.
I have not even disclosed what disease I have, and at the time of claim, the doctor has said that you have taken this treatment for this years, because the doctor evaluates the body can't hide, right? So I would say the first big reason is non-disclosure. Okay. The second disease is waiting period and pre-existing disease. People don't read the policy, they don't know that there's a waiting period, and there's a lot of perception being managed. The third is fraud and abuse. Okay. And like I said earlier, there are two kinds of fraud and abuse. One is where the hospitalization was not justified. The hospital overcharged. The hospital did not follow the agreed protocol between the insurer and the hospital. Okay. They changed the protocol. There's some arbit charges that is there, right? But that's between us and the hospital, the insurer. But there is hospitalization, not justification also that gets managed. And of course, there's fraud and abuse that happens at the fake bills, wrong hospitalization, etc., etc. Right? Okay. So these are the top three reasons. But as a consumer, what you can control, only three things. Tell what is being asked absolutely honestly, you're in front of a doctor, this person will be there with you at the time of hospitalization. That trust is very, very essential. The second thing is, when it is a planned hospitalization, intimate the insurer. Ki I have a planned intimation. It makes your life very simple. It gives an intimation to the claims team and other teams that are working on it that there's a claim coming in. Your experience will become faster. Third, when you renew a policy, and a lot of people add a member, a lot of people change some things, they want to upgrade to a policy. Again, be very clear that you have understood what you're buying.
Okay. And about portability, if you can shed some light, that we also get this sense that portability is not your right. Insurance companies' protocol, as in it's their thing, whether they want to accept it or not. So in portability, what happens if somebody is really sick, pre-existing diseases already there, then insurance companies may say no, or customers can policyholders can easily port to another insurance, another product. Or
So a company can always say no. It's a contract. I don't want to be in contract with you. It's the company's prerogative, right? I don't want to attract your business because you will destroy my book. And I am responsible for the 100 people that I have already sold policies to versus the 10 new fancy people that are coming in, right? So in a manner of speaking, the company's prerogative is supreme in this. I can refuse to give you a policy, depending upon your risk profile. The way portability operates is that if you have a pre-existing disease and you have spent some time with the previous insurer and the other company is willing to port out your policy, then that exact credit has to be offered. For example, the PD was 3 years and you've spent 2 years, that 2 year will be considered and you will have to spend only 1 year with the next insurer and not 3 year again. So that's the way portability operates.
But in portability, no claim bonus becomes challenging. So no claim bonus usually will also get transferred, right? But if somebody buys 10 lakhs base sum insured policy they had, with new insurer again they buy 10 lakh sum insured policy. Correct. In the previous company they had another 10 lakh of no claim bonus, but when they port, then will this 10 lakh be carried forward or not, or will they have to buy a 20 lakh base sum insured policy, then only it can happen?
So see, the portability comes at a certain risk profile and the insurer assesses the risk. And the risk is essentially that this customer has a different risk profile. My bank of customer has this risk profile and they are paying, let's say, just to make it simple and mathematical, I have 100 people in the book and they are paying 100 rupees and let's say their risk profile score is also 100. So it is 1:1 ratio. Now a new person comes in, his risk profile is 200.
Okay.
Should he pay 100? Should he pay more than 100? Because if he is paying 100, then I am doing injustice to these people who are already my policy holders.
Right.
So at that point in time, a risk assessment is done. In a risk assessment, a sum insured is given to the customer. Some company says that you cannot buy under 10 lakh, some company says 10 lakh for example. We've said that for a certain product of our customers, we will only give 10 lakh sum insured policy. We will not give less than 10 lakh sum insured policies in key metros because of our cost architecture.
Correct.
In other places, we are willing to offer 7.5 lakh, etc. Right? Now this is what an insurer does. I can offer you 10 lakh. Now no claim bonus, the problem of no claim bonus is that the design of products are very different. For example, we don't have a Reassure 2.0, we don't have a no claim bonus concept. We have this 10 lakh becoming 20 lakh, becoming 30 lakh, becoming 1 crore, right? So people don't miss out on no claim bonus sometimes because the insurer is not offering, is because the product that you are getting now migrated to has a different benefit structure. Yes, it's an industry which gets the trust deficit, but how much of it is perception and how much of it is actually wrong happening?
Okay, so now this brings me to my last question, very important, that what according to you, what health insurance industry is not doing right, something that they need to work upon?
There are 3 things that I think needs to be done better or differently. One is, I don't think this industry is marketed very well. Today from electric vehicles to what not is being marketed like the next big thing. this is an industry which is essential. This is an industry which is not going away. It is 100% going to be there as, and if you look at the developed economies, insurance is part of their social security. It is that important, right? And private insurance is very, very expensive. So it's a category which has associated itself with anxiety. People think that insurance tab lenge jab hum बीमार पड़ेंगे. अरे बाबा पहले लेना पड़ता है. अभी तो हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं लोडिंग चार्जेस प्री बीमार हो गए तो गेम खत्म. If you go and buy an umbrella when it's pouring, I mean, what's the point? So one important thing is that it has to be marketed in a manner that you associate, especially health insurance, with the right codes. The code is not anxiety. The code is smartness. The code is about foresight. The code is about happiness. The code is about conversation. The code is about celebrating and accepting the vulnerabilities of life. I'm healthy today, but I may get sick.
Yeah.
So one is about the overall way the industry has been positioned. I think there is a lot of work that needs to be done. General Insurance Council has come together. I was part of the team that delivered Acha Kya Insurance Liya, and the council is the mandate that we have from the council is to ensure that what MFI did with mutual funds, we create that flywheel moment with insurance and health insurance. So that's one. The second is, it's a very push driven industry, and push takes a sizable amount of cost of the company. That's the reality. Today, and this push is very important because there isn't pull that side. So the push rightly takes the cost that it takes. I hope, believe, and we are driving that there is pull. If the pull starts happening, the push will start.
Then the cost will go.
The cost structure will go, and this cost that is saved will get deployed into driving better servicing. Because I have that 100 ka pool. I can't put 10 rupees from my pocket till how long? The industry has been doing it for a while now, right? For how long? So the point is that the balance between push and pull will influence the cost structure, and for a category which is for the consumer, has to have maximum cost going only to the consumer. दुकानदार कस्टमर के पीछे नहीं घूमता,
Right.
उसकी दुकान पे कस्टमर आता है और वो 50 प्रोडक्ट और रखता है, करेक्ट? इंश्योरेंस में एजेंट कस्टमर के पीछे घूमता है, so naturally the cost is higher there, correct? But I think there is a balance that needs to happen, and we have a large responsibility to making consumers aware, simplify the product, simplify our communication, and make it desirable to own it, and not give wind to this trust deficit. And we need to work. We also need to work with you to ensure that the industry is positioned correctly, because as more pull happens, the push starts being the second in rank, and the cost structure also becomes, and this cost structure is then deployed back to consumer differentiation, to servicing, to whatnot, right? So there is awareness, there is the second dynamics of push and pull, and the last bit is about innovation. When I say innovation, I am not talking about product innovation. There is a lot of product innovation that is already happening. I think there is a requirement for us to do a lot of innovation at the point of care, in terms of the servicing architecture.
Yeah. So that customer experience improves, policyholder.
And this innovation also includes, at least in my definition, it also includes if you make consumer experience insurance more, their trust on insurance goes up. Unfortunately, in today's setup, the consumer will only experience insurance when he is in hospital. At that time, he's in no mood. But can you also make consumer experience health insurance when he is buying a medicine, when he is going to a doctor for a regular consultation, when he is watching health related videos, when he is doing a subscription on one of the gyms? There are many ways in
Less benefits.
the many ways in which you can make a consumer experience. As you make your plethora of options or value proposition to the consumer wider, he will not peep only through a keyhole. कि नहीं आपने मेरा क्लेम सेटल नहीं किया, अरे बाबा 50 चीज़ें और भी की हैं, क्लेम सेटल किया है, पर ये इसमें 10,000 का डिडक्शन था क्योंकि 10,000 का एक्स्ट्रा हॉस्पिटल ने चार्ज किया. वी आर वर्किंग विद द हॉस्पिटल टू गेट दिस डन, बट look at if the industry starts paying everything that the hospital is charging, the hospital will continue to charge more. So there is, it's a fact And it's an irony that some consumers get caught in crossfire, but that's what the industry is working towards. So coming back to your question, sorry I'm being pretty long. That is about positioning the category right. That is about the dynamics between push and pull, because the cost structure is very important to be on the consumer side, which is not happening as much. And the third bit is innovation in the gamut of servicing and innovation in the gamut of making consumer experience insurance every day. The more you experience, the more you love it.
Yeah, you'll be better in touch with the insurance company, and then when big thing happens, hospitalization happens, then both will be comfortable with each other and there will be fair bit of relationship beforehand. So, right. So, thank you so much, Nimish. You really addressed really important health insurance questions for our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. And I hope it was not as boring.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you.